Hi guys, let's talk about creating a Canvas quiz for the express purpose of providing oral admin for our students. We are going to start by going to quizzes. And the process here basically is that we're going to be creating a quiz, so plus quiz. Then we're going to be adding audio to that quiz, and then we are going to be putting a lockdown browser on it. Now, you might know all of those steps, but if you're creating a quiz that is only audio, there are a few things that you want to consider as we go, so please stick with us for a little bit, okay? I'm going to use classic quizzes because in classic quizzes, I can record directly into the quiz. New quizzes, I cannot. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but my quizzes are already new quizzes and I'm giving them already in Canvas, so what do I do? You can upload sound files to new quizzes that are pre-recorded. So my advice would be to use a voice recorder. There's one on your PC. It's called Voice Recorder, right there. And it's a very simple interface, and it looks like this if you have a recording already. So you click the blue button. I am making a recording. You click the blue button again, and it's done. Now, you need to label these files as you make them because this will get confusing real fast. So you right click, rename, and name it whatever you want. Okay, and then you can upload those to your new quizzes if you're already using those. That will add sound to them. And it's done in much the same way that we're going to record for our classic quizzes. So I'll show you where that is too. I'm going to go ahead and choose classic right now. The editor is very similar in new quizzes. It's just not exactly the same. So I'm going to make my name here. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to leave the directions blank. I'm going to leave this a graded quiz. I am not going to shuffle the answers because I don't want an electronic version of this to shuffle when the kid is taking a paper test down to the learning lab. That would be bad. I can set this if I want to, but uncheck this box, please. We don't want this to be any sort of meaningful score on an audio-only quiz, all right? You don't need to require an access code. You can show one question at a time, that's fine. You don't need to require an access code because we're going to be putting lockdown browser on this, and that does give you the option of an access code as well, so you might as well use that one. You can assign this to everyone if you would like because this is an accommodation, not a modification. But you can restrict it as well if you want to, just for the students who require oral admin, okay? I would like for you to put a time frame on here when it's available so that we don't have the kids just being able to access the sound recording for your quiz at any time in the world. And after I go through all that effort to set up my settings, I want to do save. I always do that here just because I don't want to lose all that if something goes south in my quiz creation and I need to bail on it or something. I'm going to go back now and click edit so that I can start doing some questions. So I'm going to start with new question. And a couple things. This one is really, really big for me. So the students, when they're taking these, are only going to see a bunch of sound players, and they're not going to really have much to orient themselves with where they are in the quiz or the test. So putting question 1 here or question 2 is really going to help tremendously. So please do that. That's going to help everybody. Also, anytime you have a points value, make it 0. That in combination with the setting that we did earlier where we said that they couldn't see their results and stuff, that means that the only thing that our students will ever see as a result of this quiz is that they got 0 out of 0 points, which they will just ignore as they should. Now, as far as question type, there are 2 types of questions in Canvas that allow you to record both the prompt and the answer choices. They are multiple choice and multiple answer. Okay, both of those will allow you to record the answer choices also individually. Everything else does not. They only allow the prompt. So what I am going to advise is this. If you use the text no question option for any other kind of question other than multiple choice, multiple answer, you're going to get the prompt box just like you would with all of those other question types, but you won't be burdened by what do I do with these answer choice boxes that I can't do anything with. Okay, so choose this option and we'll be good. So I'm going to do a sample true false question for you first. Now, the record button is located right here. It has the music notes and the little play icon. It's in between the photo and the paper for the document. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose Upload Record Media. I'm going to choose the record option up here. And since I have a webcam and it's on, I am going to turn that off because I think that's very distracting. I think we would rather have sound file only for the students. And I just have to click Start Recording. Question 1. True, false. As a result of the International Statute of Secrecy, many small magical communities were created. A. True. B. False. So I clicked Finish. Please notice that I did start out with question 1 so that they would be able to orient themselves again, make sure that they're in the right place as they're listening. In addition, I also told them ahead of time that that was a true-false question. And when I gave the answer choices, I said A, true, and B, false, so that I reiterated what the answer choices were, okay? As far as titling these things, I have mixed feelings. Like I really want you to title them because I know that if you ever were to need those sound files later or sift through them for some reason that I don't know now, but maybe I can't anticipate it, you're never going to find a specific sound file later with a title like this. But it also takes a lot of time. So I'm just going to click Save. Before I do that, this is where you can preview, and I advise that you do that. It would be terrible to record and get through an entire test and none of it actually recorded and you didn't know because you didn't listen to it back. So please preview. I'm going to click Save, and you can kind of see what this is going to look like for the students. They're going to see these players and they are this big. There's no way to change the size of them or what they look like. They just are what they are, okay? And once that's finished and records, oh, there it is. Okay, we can update that question. That's what the kids will see. All right, that one didn't have any points because it was a text-only question. So let's do one with an answer choice so I can show you where to record that. Let's do a multiple answer one. Again, I'm going to do 0 points, and I better put my question number on there. And then I would go record my question. Not going to take the time to do that right now. You'll notice that these just have like the answer blanks, and it doesn't look like there's any room for the recorder. There is, if you hover your mouse over the answer choice, a pencil pops up, and that will open the big window that has the recorder in it. Okay? Personally, I think when it's in this view, and there will be 4 if it's in a smaller view, I think this is a good time to throw in A, B, C, D, because when you go edit it, then you can just worry about your sound recording. And again, the ABCD is just to orient the kids to what answer choice you're reading, because it just get a little confusing. I tried this out as a student, and it was a little confusing, not gonna lie. So I didn't actually record anything there. When you're done with all of your recordings, you want to save and publish. You're going to get an error like this if you only assign it to a few students. If you've never done that before, this is fine. This just means that you didn't assign it to everyone. Cool. We're good with that. Now we're going to put on the Lockdown browser. So go over to Lockdown browser on the left and click on that. And you're going to get a list of all of your quizzes that you have. And we're just going to look for the one that we just made. I have no idea what I named it now. No clue. Maybe it's this one. So you're going to click the little arrow. You'll notice that right now the Lockdown browser is not required. So I'm going to go to the settings. I'm going to require it. That turns it on. I can set a password here if I want to. I am going to expand the advanced settings, and I'm going to check mark the lock students into the browser. Now, anything else, I don't care what you do with that. Really, for the posted exam feedback, it doesn't matter because the kids aren't going to be going in there anyway. The iPad, they shouldn't be taking anything with an iPad because they should all have a laptop style device. Whether you want to enable these things is entirely up to you. Don't get into this mess with the proctoring. Click Save and Close, and that will turn on the lockdown browser. About the lockdown browser, I think that you probably don't need to know this for the purposes of the Learning Lab, because they will deal with that. But the lockdown browser has been force installed in Chrome for every student. So if they are logged into Chrome, if their Chrome is up to date and everything is current, then they will see that. If they don't see that, have them reset their Chrome settings, have them check to make sure they're up to date, and then that should appear. All right, and they can turn that on, and then they can access their quiz for you. And that's all there is to it. I know that was kind of long, but good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.